Hey, real estate rock stars. Did you know that habits don't work? And I mean in terms of like taking control of your life, taking care of that chaos that hits your life, making sure that you're using your time most effectively, efficiently in your day so that you can build a thriving business. You got so many coaches out there saying, hey, just do it, right? Build better habits. Well, if it was that simple, we'll all be gazillionaires. We'll all have these thriving businesses. We actually all maybe have those six-pack abs that you see in all those commercials, right? And so there's something more to just doing it and just snapping our fingers and building better habits. And that something else is discipline, but more importantly, a system, a simple system that you can just execute. Anybody can execute. And that's what I'm going to teach you today, a 4-step process. I'm going to share all the secrets on how to take control of your life and get rid of and minimize that chaos that we deal with all in our lives. I'm Guillermo Salas. I'm a former attorney turned real estate agent in the Philadelphia area. I've sold over 1,500 homes in my career, and I'm doing it for the last 2 years from a different continent. I've been living in Spain. And so I'm gonna be sharing here every single week the tips that help me build multiple leverage businesses and multiple passive streams of income. So if you're interested in this content, want to learn all these secret tips that I've used to build these businesses and income sources, please subscribe below. Hit that little bell at the top so you get notified before anyone else about my videos and the content that's coming out. So let's dig into that 4-step process. Before I do, I gotta set the stage. So I learned about this in a book, and we gotta go back to Andrew Carnegie. Maybe you heard of him, he was a little successful. Way back when in the early 1900s, there was a woman who purported to be an efficiency expert, went to Andrew Carnegie and said, hey, I wanna teach this tool that I'm about to teach you, to all your managers. And I don't want you to pay me anything for it. I just want to have them try it on for 6 months. And if it works, awesome, pay me what you think it's worth. Andrew Carnegie, not a fool, right? He's a pretty smart guy. Says, go ahead, go do it, especially if I'm not gonna pay for it, right? And she does, and at the end of that time period, he sent her a check for $35,000, which probably in today's age equates to something like $350,000. So I learned about this in the autobiography of Mary Kay. Maybe you heard of her. She was pretty successful. She ran a little cosmetic company that maybe you heard of. And she used this tool every single day. And so it got me to thinking like, hey, if Mary Kay, who ran the largest organization in the world at the time, and Andrew Carnegie, who was the richest person in the world at the time, was using this tool, then yeah, Guillermo needs to be using it, and anybody who follows me should be using it as well. So this 4-step tool is called the 6 must-dos. So let's not confuse it. 6 must-dos is what it's called, but it's a 4-step process. Step number 1 is the day before. When you're done your day and you're ready to pack it in, write down the 6 and only 6 things that are the most important in relationship to you reaching your income goals. Step number 2, now after you've written them down, I want you to prioritize them 1 through 6. So in step number 1, you're probably just writing them down, stream of consciousness, but in step number 2, I want you to write them down, start ranking them, give them an order, right? 1 might be down in the middle, 2 might be at the top. So prioritize them, because not every action is of equal weight. Step number 3, and this is the game changer. I want you now to put them in as appointments into your calendar. Whatever calendar you use, right? Hopefully it's something like electronic, right? Not one of those paper calendars that my wife uses. But use one of the, Google, Outlook, doesn't matter. But set them in there as appointments, because it's now a must-do, an appointment, not a to-do list, right? And it's a major shift in the way we have to think about these things. So think about it, if you have an appointment, you're a real estate agent, you've got an appointment for a $10 million listing at 10 a.m. on Monday. When 10 a.m. rolls around, are you thinking like, maybe I'll do this, maybe I'll go on the appointment? No, you're gonna get there, right? You're going to get to that appointment and you're going to meet that person for that $10 million listing. That's how you need to treat most important things in relationship to reaching your income goals, right? They are now an appointment. You're gonna put them in a calendar and just time block them, right? It might be prospecting. One is for 2 hours in your morning. That might be number 1. Now they are appointments, and you're gonna treat them as appointments. And then now step number 4, what do you think that step number 4 could be? You gotta do them, right? You gotta do them as scheduled. Very simple, 4-step process. Now a couple things about this 6 must-do process. Why the day before? Well, we do it the day before because one, while you're sleeping, your subconscious mind is not, right? It's working it out, it's sort of progressing on it. So great reason why you want to do it the day before. The other thing is, if you do it the day before, when you get up, boom, you hit the ground running. You know exactly what to do. Number one, I'm gonna go prospect. Number two, after I'm done for 2 hours of prospect, I'm gonna do my follow-up. Number three, I'm gonna go hit that listing appointment that I put in my calendar because it's now the appointment at 1 p.m. So hit the ground running. There is no guesswork in this. It's already set up for you and you're set up for success. Also, another thing we want to talk about is, while we call it the 6 must-dos, it's must-dos in terms of there are certain things you must do in order to hit your goals and your dreams. For instance, if you're going on a trip, you must pack. You must order the ticket, right? You must actually go through security and get on the plane. That's what I mean in terms of must-dos, not pressure or guilt or any of that stuff. Because if it's pressure, like, oh my God, it's a responsibility, then we're less likely to do the things, right? Some other areas that you want to be aware of with this process is, say you forget to do it the day before. Well, the morning after, don't just skip it. Just stop right before you get into your day and do it then, right? Build that process, build that habit with discipline and following this system. So that's super important. Now, a couple things that can happen during your day. Say that you're going through your process and you're on number one and an emergency comes up, right? You're done number one, you're done number two, and at the end of number two, an emergency comes up. And I mean a real emergency, not just, hey, let me check out Facebook, or let's see if the bicycle that I put on Facebook Marketplace sold. That's not an emergency. The cool thing about this system is that it's gonna get rid of the minutia, right? It's gonna keep you really disciplined and focused on what are the most important things, because they are the most important things in relationship to your income, reaching your income goals. So, but let's go back to the scenario where, let's say number two, at the end of number two, you've got an emergency, then you go handle that emergency, and then you get right back to and start with number three, right? It's almost like a GPS. You know, ever been driving down the road and you gotta get gas, and you forget to turn off the GPS, you turn off the road and you go up and get gas, and that GPS lady or man, whatever voice you got, is like, hey, do a U-turn, get back on I-95. The other thing that can happen with the system is, say that you're done your day, right? And you did 1 through 4 and you didn't get to 5 or 6. That's okay. Take those 2, add 4 more, and then go through the process again. Oftentimes, you know, we have these to-do lists and we just go through them, right? We don't do the things that are most important. We don't prioritize, right? That's step number 2. And then we'll just do the things that don't matter the most and be surprised why we don't achieve our goals. So take the 2 at the end of the day, put the 4 in and mix, and then go through that process, prioritize, schedule them as appointments, and do them. This is organization by numbers, right? And it's the way you're gonna get towards your goals. Systematically get towards your goals. You are building habits, but with a system and discipline. Finally, there's gonna be a few places that you're gonna have to trust yourself in the system. For instance, trust yourself that the 6 that you put down are actually the 6 and most important. Especially if you're doing the day before, because you're in that calm, right? You've already gone through the chaos of your day. You're preparing for the next day. Oftentimes, we'll second guess our 6 must-dos, right? And we'll get into the chaos of the day, and we'll have people calling us over here, phone calls come over here, messages from over there, and we're like, ooh, I don't know if these are the most important things that I need to be doing. Nope, trust it. Trust that the 6 that you put the day before, when you were calm and collected and in that Zen moment, right? Those are the 6 and only 6. Also trust the order in which you did them, right? And this system, you know, the cool thing about it is it's organization by numbers. You're going to know what to do. It takes the guesswork out of it. You're going to go step 1, step 2, step 3, and systematically be moving your business forward and remove all those distractions, chaos, and other people's 6 must-dos, right? The other people's, those interruptions are other people's 6 must-dos interrupting with your 6 must-dos. And the cool thing about this is they are the 6 most important things in relationship to reaching your income goals. So you can't help but be moving your business forward. And as a real estate agent, last tip here for you guys and gals out there, I can't be convinced otherwise that the 2 most important things in your day, so number 1 and number 2 of your 6 must-dos, that as a real estate agent, they aren't new business development, call it prospect and lead generation, that's gotta be number one every single day. And number two, follow up, right? So there's a distinction. Follow up is different than lead generation. Those need to be number one and number two. All right, that's it. That's the 4-step process. We call it the 6 must-dos, but it's a simple 4-step process that I've used every single day for pretty much the last decade to move my business forward, to grow it, to build these leverage businesses, passive sources of income, allow me to run my companies from a different country and a different continent for over 2 years. So if you like this tip, please subscribe below if you want to hear more tips, or if you want to dig deeper on this, please set up a free business consultation with me. Link is down below. And in the meantime, until next time, go out there and cause and create miracles. Have a great day.